It's your boy Ragnarok coming from server 200. If you haven't already, go ahead and thumbs a like, smack a like, backhand a like, elbow a like. Just go ahead and get those likes up. And if you don't mind, please subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content, and I will make sure that we have more exclusive content coming down the pipe like this. Here we go.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ragnarok coming from server 200, and today we're doing transfer edition. You know what it is. You know how we get down over here, always hitting up that transfer news of all 96 servers. So I'm going to take you guys through a little time chamber here after season 4, after season 5, after season 6, and this information was brought to us by Wildy off server 215 JGB, who will be transferring to 200. So there you go. Wildy, had to give you some love there, and I appreciate all the information. So what are we going to do, guys? We're going to go through some of these servers, what is going on a little bit, and also, most importantly, I'm going to tell you all the golds that are going to all the different places. We are approximately 36 hours after the time that could actually transfer, and by transfer I mean actually apply. So obviously not get to where you want to get to, but actually apply. And I think this is also great information for those new servers that are going to be joining. If people do not know, there is approximately right now 96 servers, right? So we're going to add another 32, and those 32 are going to be coming from servers 165 to 196. So really exciting news that we're going to be getting, obviously, some new servers, new friends to play with, but also more importantly for those servers from 165 to 196, welcome. Here is some information for you guys to know about your new group. Let's go. All right, guys, like I said, after season 5, a couple things to look at, some point differentials of servers moving up or moving down. So obviously you have after season 4, after season 5. So really cool right off the get-go. Obviously, the most overpowered server in our grouping is 263, brought to you by LB Justin and company. So YXI and those folks are obviously number 1. Now, the interesting things to kind of look at are the powers. You know, how the history of this has changed. The power differential has changed, right? It looks like it just doubled, from season 4 to season 5. But then all of a sudden we got a different power differential. So that just means the equation changed a little bit. And I think everyone, always complains. We see this on the Discord of people saying, oh, our transfer score was messed up. This was this was that. But they're changing. There's some type of evolution we can definitely see. From here to here, it looks like they more or less just doubled, obviously, from getting from one to transfer to transfer. But when you get to season 6, the power was definitely different. So this calculation, I am unsure what they started doing. Now, what is really cool to see also is just how good servers have been doing. Obviously, 263 has been great for the entire time, but we have new people that are, new servers that are getting and climbing the ladder. As you can see, 244 has taken that number 2 spot, brought to you by, right after you, that is 208. Now, the cool thing here is we also have the information of, what the language is. Now, this says English for 263. I do not believe that is correct. 263 is mostly international, dominated a lot by some Chinese in that, but definitely a lot of different international folks there as well. So this is interesting. The 244 and 208 folks that have climbed the ladder to 2 and 3 respectfully is they're Japanese. Japanese have a great algorithm of activity that has shown to be proven true in anything and everything on this game. So definitely see that to be true. And it's cool. Like you can see how they progress. 244 jumped 9 spots initially, then 3 spots from after season 5. So really cool to see. I obviously don't agree with all these rankings, but it's just cool to see if that makes sense. So good news here is we also have the cutoffs, right? Where it goes from getting a gold player to getting a gold player to not getting a gold player, right? So these servers were really close where the cutoff was. And it's really interesting to see how these servers have continued to evolve, or in some ways do better or do worse. So obviously in season 6, number one server to be able to get a gold seat is 202. They were plus 23 spots from last season to this season. So they were right at that cusp. So, shout out to 202. And it's interesting to look at, right? From last season, it was 216, right? They were in this spot to get a gold. They got a gold. They did a tremendous job in doing that. However, this season, kind of having a lot of hardship. And we'll talk about that because we'll talk about where golds are going and whatnot. And it's the same thing. The story was the same thing on 287. They were able to get a gold. They got a gold, and then they really had a hard time, even though they went from 287, as you can see here, not getting a gold. And in the rankings, I think, if I had to guess, they're much, much farther down, 287. Yeah, right here. So it's an interesting story, right, of how these servers have kind of progressed or regressed. So very interesting to see. When you scroll all the way down, 229 is the top server as an open server, followed by 237, 222, and 245. So very interesting stuff happening. Most importantly, what I know you guys want to see and want the information on are the gold spots. So let's go ahead and get into that information. I'll tell you every gold spot in the last 36 hours that have applied. I got that information. Let's go. All right, everybody, let's start the transfer golds off with a bang. The very first player that is going to 197, that is a gold seat, is Murab. Yes, his Murab of 285. And there's a lot of other players that are going to be leaving also. If you look at 197, they have filled it up. So kudos to 197. Good luck to 285. Don't know what's going on, but let's go ahead and move to the next server. All right, guys, going for number 2 here is going to be server 202. They got a player by Quinn DMC. So not bad power, 335. Now, if you do remember in the rankings, 202 was the highest ranked team that actually got a gold seat. So they're using it on Quinn DMC, and I imagine they're also getting some of the AFP crews. So congratulations to 202, congratulations to Quinn, and good luck going forward. Let's take a look at another one. All right, guys, the next place we're going to is server 255. The reason both these guys are going somewhere and not together. Farmer D'Lo is currently going to go to 207. I guess going to go join the Puma group over there. Good luck to Farmer, and I imagine he's taking some other folks with him. While Lit here, Spartan 120, he is going to 213. Nice group of people over there, 213. Still really building on some positivity from last transfer, so they're getting a little more strength, and that's awesome to see. Good luck to both Farmer and Farmer and Spartan, going to 213 and 207. Let's keep it going. All right, guys, going to another server. We got 2 players on this list, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because UFO and 1UF have actually just been great in this game. Really good overall power as a server, and it sucks to see because 289 has just had great activity as well. So first and foremost, 289, I can't say this name, don't know how to say it, but this player is off and running. He's going to server 256, I have been told, is their gold seat. Now, right above that, Jin is also leaving. He is on his way to server 214. So Jin is going to a very good server on 214. Happy to see him. Happy to see that 214 is getting some more power, but sad to see it's coming off 289. Good luck to everyone here, and keep on. All right, the next on my list is server 264. Again, not gonna kill this name, but the top player here, 339 THP, is going to server 217 from a Japanese server to another Japanese server. Really hope this works out for them because 217 it used to be really strong back in the day, so it will be awesome to see if they have a revive. Good luck to 217. Let's keep it going. All right, let's keep it going, guys. Going to server 227. And it's not good news. It's sad news, man, because 227 used to actually be pretty darn good. And on paper, as you can see, still looks pretty good. But I'll start off with the first folks that are getting a player. 227's War Party. War Party's been around, man. He's started off at 202, I believe, then went to 207, ended up at 227, and now is transferring to server 224. Wish War Party and everyone extremely well there. It's a weird one for me, just because American player going to now a predominantly Chinese server. So who knows? I don't know if this account has been let go. I'm just not sure, but maybe he also just wants to play with different people, and nothing wrong with that at all. So good luck to War Party there. The next one on my list is 233's Conan Law going to server 233. So a gold seat as 307, which is odd, right? But that just means Conan is actually hiding a lot of power in there and has done a really good job probably on certain things that increase that power. So good to see Conan finally leave, because he hasn't liked 227. I know that personally for other reasons, but wish him well nonetheless. And then last but not least, leaving 227 for greener pastures, going to server 243 is Rolling Cole. Now, what I've been told is Rolling Cole has left the game. You see the message out here. So RIP to Roland. Definitely a really good player of the game. Definitely a lot of people liked Rolling Cole. He's going to 243, so it'll be interesting to see what happens on that server going forward. All right, let's go take another look at some other folks coming and going. All right, guys, going to server 226, again, a name I have no idea how to pronounce, is going to server 226 here from server 274. Not a lot of power in this server. Going to 226 again. 226 used to have a good amount of power. It's awesome to see that they're trying to have a revival, getting some gold seats. Good luck to them. Let's keep it going. All right, guys, remember how I just talked about 227 and people leaving? Well, they got somebody coming back. Zombie Marco, 355 THP. Not too shabby whatsoever. Now, it's funny because Zombie Marco just got here and now is leaving, so that's interesting enough. Interesting enough because I don't know where he is, why he's going to 227. Maybe there's a lot of friends there. Maybe he's also bringing half the server there. Who knows? Good luck to Zombie Marco and 227. Let's keep it going. All right, guys, remember how I said Rolling Cole's account is going to server 243? Would look pretty stacked, right? Well, you're wrong. This number one VIP 18 used to be called Spectre B. Definitely a name change here to the Bebe. Is on his way out. What do I mean by that? They're going to a fully open server 235. It's just crazy to me that these folks aren't talking to each other and saying, "Hey, we're going to bring another VIP 18 in here." It sucks to see, because this could have two really strong players at the top end. However, they're moving on to a fully open server and they're not going alone. I'll let you guys know who that is here in a sec. All right. Also going to server 235. Sorry about that misclick, guys. Is Zero. 479 THP is going to partner with 500 THP from Spectre B. That's going to be a force to be reckoned with. That is super fun. That stinks for 228, but what stinks more is also having your second player leave as well. So Hay is also off. Hay is currently going to server 259, and I believe he's bringing some of the T2F folks with him. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to 228. Super unfortunate you're getting both of your top end players. Two VIP 18s gone. It's going to be interesting to see what happens for these guys. Let's keep it going, and good luck. All right, guys, 207 in the house. Remember how I just brought up not too long ago Farmer D-Lo coming, really good strength. However, they're going to get somebody actually leaving. Who is it going to be? Their top guy, Judgment Day. Judgment Day is on his way out, and he's not just going. He's like out the door to 237 already. This guy told me personally he's going there. It's a fully open server, and as of right now, they only have the 1 gold. Makes me wonder why he's leaving. Not a lot of bad juju amongst these guys. He said a lot of positive things, but just wonder what is going on there. However, it does seem like Farmer D'Lo and the other folks are going to come in and bring provide some depth for 207. So let's keep it going. Let's keep finding out who's next on this list. Now, remember, guys, this list could actually change. There could be more players added as time goes. I definitely believe that could be happening. Now, there's definitely rumors of people on this server leaving. I've been told that this player right here, can't say that name, but I've been told this player has gone somewhere, but it just hasn't been confirmed, so I don't want to put it out there. But the one player that has been confirmed going to server 238 is Lotus. Now, the cool thing about server 238, they already have 2 VIP 18s, and you're adding a third. How special is that? Congratulations to 238 on that. That is going to be very awesome for them. Let's keep on checking out what's out there, and let's keep on going. All right, our next server that we're going to check out is 288, an insanely strong server that I know personally just from Season 6. And the number 1 player is on the move. They're going to hang out with the Monkey King himself, Dave, on server 240. So this is an interesting pick. And I've also heard that a lot of these TBP guys, not golds, but are on the move to server 244. Japanese, going to Japanese servers as usual. We see this very often, totally understand it. And just 244 getting extremely great fighters. So it's sad to see that 288 has a lot of folks probably leaving, but it's awesome to see, folks also getting really strong. So good luck to Choco. That is how I have been, or Choco. That is how I've been told that is how you say that. And awesome for Dave and company on server 240. All right, guys, going to a fully open server on server 241 is our next candidates here. Number 2 and number 3, Wawa, and I'm not sure how we say this one, but guys, for a fully open server, getting some strength, hopefully, and I imagine they're going to take some folks with them, maybe from X&D. Really awesome to see that 241 has a little bit of a revival going on. Good luck to those guys going forward. Let's keep it going. All right, guys, so we already talked about server 259 getting Hay from 228. Awesome new VIP 18 to a server that has really good top end power, but there seems to be some people leaving. So let's start with 286's new recruit here. Gold is Vladimir's going to 286. He's already dropped tags. He's like, I'm out of here. And then I'm being told that these 2 players, I think one of these players, I'm assuming this one, is a purple. Both are going to server 246. So very interesting to see movement on 259 that, on paper looked like they have a lot of great strength, and super unfortunate. So happy to see, people getting to where they want to go, but let's keep on going and see what's next for these people. All right, guys, server 248 is bringing back some more players, bringing back their, first and foremost, their old R5. This player right here, as I like to call him, Empty Beer. All his pictures are always him drinking a beer that happens to be empty, or some people like to call him whiskey. New VIP 18 as well. Really nice guy, really good guy. He is headed to 248, and he is not going alone. Let's go ahead and check out his teammate. That is also another gold. All right, also joining Empty Beer on 248, and I should have said this because we've already been here, is Cat. Cat is also going there. This is my bad on my part, showing it double time, but obviously these players are going to 241. This player is also going to 248, joining Empty Beer. Good luck to 248 on the revival of a new server, and let's keep it going. All right, 224 is sadly losing a player. Lichikon, it was just got here last transfer. Another gold is getting out of here, and it is going to server 270, CFT. So those guys are slowly racking up some strength on 270. Good luck to them. Good luck to Lichikon. I hope he finds what he wants there. Let's go. All right, guys, let's check this one out. These guys were the strongest server in the semi-open category. Last transfer, they got the gold, and it breaks my heart because FTP used to be incredibly strong, and now you see Robin and Hulk Smash leaving and not together. So Robin is on her way out. She's going to server 271 to join some friends over there. And Hulk Smash is joining, looks like it's going to be server 291, OQO, and joining Utah and Alice up there. So that is going to be interesting to see. Definitely another strong player going to server 291. They're already front loaded. That's going to be awesome to see, and really wish Robin all the best. And I think a lot of the FTP players are also going to follow suit on either one or two of those avenues, maybe a few of them elsewhere, but also just good luck in general to FTP, 216, and everyone going their separate ways. All right, guys, for me, this is like the massive head scratcher. And I'll tell you why here in a second. You got 272. You have these two VIP 18s, and one's out. And he's arguably just one of the nicest human beings in the game. Prim, he is out of here. He is going to server 289. We've talked about them having excellent power from overall server standpoint and just overall just showing up. They have great numbers, and Prim is going to headline that as their new VIP 18. So awesome job there. Now, why I'm bringing this up, 272 is also getting a strong player, and let's take a look at that. All right, guys, look. 272 could have had this along with Prim, and it just didn't happen. So this account, if you guys remember, was Gal's account on 203. It's now moved to 214, and it's now moving to 272. It's kind of like what could have been kind of situation. So it's sad to see, but what are you going to do? And I did bring up earlier to 214 that Jen from 289 is kind of coming here. It's kind of like this very interesting seat swap, if you will. Jen for TD042, and Prim is also in the mix. A little three seat swap, if you will. Say that 3 times fast. So no, very interesting to see, and it's sad to see because none of these guys were probably communicating on who was going where. But let's keep on looking. Let's keep on seeing what's out there. Let's go look at the next folks. All right, guys, 287 finally is back in the driver's seat, getting another gold seat. So good for them. And they went ahead and snagged HK. So awesome job getting a little bit of strength there. You know, Hulk Smash actually left them, put them in a situation to where now they can get a gold seat. So it's not like for like necessarily, but at least you're getting a gold player. Hopefully they'll stick around, and hopefully you guys are happy. Let's go ahead and look at the last gold, and we will go from there. All right, guys, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and look at server 276. On 278, Wasserberg, the German howitzer, is going to 276. So that on 276 is KT in the KT clan. If you don't know KT, you should know KT. She's probably got, I don't know, 30 some odd bases out there. She's collecting bases for fun. That's just what she does. So definitely a shout out to her and getting Wasserberg, definitely getting a lot more strength on your server. That is awesome to do. Love to see it. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this content. This is 36 hours out from actual time you could apply. So I'm sure we're going to have more gold by the time this event actually ends. But these are all the people that have applied, if you were wondering at this point in the game. So guys, hope you guys enjoy this as usual. This is Rag, over and out. Let's go!